Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha.
According to a Hindu story, a prince lived with his people in abject misery and poverty in a valley, because the only entrance in or out was guarded by a huge dragon who breathed fire upon anyone who tried to pass. One day, when all the valley's resources were finally used up, the prince decided he had no choice but to lead his people out of the valley to the lush, verdant meadows beyond, or they would all be doomed. They would starve to death. Having marshalled his subjects into a long line behind him, he marched them towards the entrance of the valley. But, true to form, the dragon reared up and breathed his fiery breath upon them. Terrified, the prince and his people fell back, but once the prince had recovered, he tried again, and then again, always with the same results. On the last occasion, however, he noticed something different about the dragon. He noticed that every time he and his people took a step backwards, the dragon increased in size. But every time he and his people stepped forwards, the dragon got smaller. Suddenly, with renewed zeal, the prince stepped forwards, and this time, ignoring the fiery blasts that singed his hair, he continued to go forwards. With each step, the dragon became smaller and smaller, until eventually there was only something the size of a pea lying on the ground. Stooping down, the prince took the tiny creature into his hand. "Who are you?" he asked, bewildered. "Fear," the creature replied. Then the prince understood. There's fear that keeps us in bondage, keeps us in poverty of spirit, and that it is only the willingness to face up to our fears that will free us. The last enemy is not death, but fear. Death is a friend. It is fear that makes death appear as man's enemy.
Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha.